If you ever receive a voicemail from your own phone number, don't listen to it after midnight. My name is Caleb Turner, and this happened to me in the fall of 2023 while I was attending college in Ohio. At the time, I was 21 years old and sharing an off-campus rental house with two friends, Noah and Ethan. The house was old, not haunted-looking old, just neglected. The kind of place where doors creaked, pipes rattled, and every room felt slightly colder than it should. Still, it was cheap. That was all we cared about. The strange events began on a Thursday night. I was sitting alone in my room around 12:30 a.m., finishing an assignment when my phone buzzed. Voicemail notification. I frowned immediately. Nobody leaves voicemails anymore. I opened it. The caller ID made my stomach tighten. It was my own number. Exactly. Same digits, same contact information. I assumed it was some weird carrier glitch. Then I pressed play. At first I only heard static, then breathing. Slow, heavy, like someone standing inches from the microphone. I was about to delete it when a voice finally spoke. My voice. Exactly my voice. Same tone, same accent, same everything. The recording said, "Caleb, don't go downstairs at 1:14. Then the voicemail ended. I stared at the screen, confused. Maybe Noah was pranking me. Maybe somebody used AI. Maybe I was exhausted. Whatever the reason, I deleted the voicemail and went back to work. At exactly 1:14 a.m., I heard something downstairs. A loud crash, glass breaking. I jumped from my chair. The sound came from the kitchen. For a second, I remembered the voicemail. Then I laughed at myself. Coincidence, nothing more. I walked downstairs. The kitchen window above the sink had shattered. Cold air poured inside. Broken glass covered the floor. But nothing else looked disturbed. No footprints, no signs of entry, nothing stolen. The police arrived an hour later. They couldn't explain it. Maybe a rock, maybe temperature stress, maybe vandalism. Case closed. The next morning, I almost forgot about the voicemail entirely, until another one arrived. This time at 11:57 p.m. Again from my own number. Again, just static. Then my voice. "Don't answer the door tomorrow night." The message ended. I immediately called Noah. He swore he wasn't messing with me. Same with Ethan. Neither even sounded interested. I wanted to ignore the whole thing, but part of me couldn't stop thinking about it. The following evening, I went to class, grabbed dinner, and returned home around 10 p.m. Everything seemed normal, until 11:43. 3 knocks echoed through the front door. Knock, knock, knock. I froze. Noah was upstairs gaming. Ethan wasn't home. The knocking came again. Knock, knock, knock. I approached the peephole. Nobody outside. Empty porch. Empty street. Then my phone vibrated. New voicemail. I listened immediately. My own voice whispered, "I told you not to answer." The knocking stopped, completely. I opened the door anyway. Nobody there. But something sat on the welcome mat. A black envelope. No stamp, no address. Inside was a photograph. My photograph. Taken through my bedroom window while I was sleeping. My hands started shaking. The photo couldn't be old. The shirt I wore in it was brand new. Someone had taken it recently. Very recently. I called police again. They searched the area, found nothing. No cameras caught anyone approaching the house. No witnesses. No leads. The officer suggested installing security cameras, so I did. 3 of them. Front porch, backyard, driveway. For 2 nights, nothing happened. Then Sunday arrived. At 12:01 a.m., another voicemail appeared. Same number, same voice, but this time the message was longer.
Tomorrow at 2:07 p.m., Ethan will disappear. I replayed it 3 times, then called Ethan immediately. He laughed. Bro, you seriously believe this? I wanted to say no, but the broken window, the photo, the timing, something felt wrong. The next afternoon, Ethan left campus after class. At 2:07 p.m., he stopped answering calls. At 4 p.m., nobody could reach him. At 8 p.m., police officially listed him as missing. My blood ran cold. That night, another voicemail arrived. Static, breathing, then, "You should have stopped him." I barely slept. The next day, detectives interviewed everyone. Friends, classmates, professors. No evidence, no suspects, nothing. Ethan simply vanished. 3 nights later, I was reviewing security footage when I noticed something horrifying. At exactly 3:11 a.m., every camera recorded a person standing outside the house. Tall, wearing dark clothes, motionless. The figure never moved, never blinked, never looked away, just stood there watching. At 3:14 a.m., all cameras cut to static. When footage returned, the figure was gone. The timestamp matched the moment another voicemail appeared. This one contained only 4 words. "He's watching the house." I suddenly realized something. The voicemail wasn't causing events. It was warning me, and whatever was sending them knew things before they happened.
After that realization, I stopped deleting the voicemails. Instead, I saved every single one. If something was warning me, I needed to understand why. The next voicemail arrived the following night. My own voice sounded different this time. More nervous. More desperate. It said, "Do not go to the attic." That immediately caught my attention. Our rental house had a small attic space above the 2nd floor. None of us ever used it. The entrance was a pull-down ladder in the hallway ceiling. I stared at the voicemail screen for a long time. Then I looked up toward the hallway. Part of me wanted to ignore it. The other part wanted answers. Unfortunately, curiosity won. Around midnight, I grabbed a flashlight and climbed the attic ladder. The air inside felt stale. Dust covered everything. Old boxes, broken furniture. Nothing unusual. At first. Then my flashlight landed on something near the back wall. A folding chair, facing the attic entrance. Like someone had been sitting there, watching the ladder. Watching anyone who came up. I slowly approached, and found something beside the chair. A disposable phone. My stomach dropped. The battery was dead, but when I charged it downstairs, dozens of voicemail recordings appeared. All addressed to me. All recorded before I ever received them. Some were dated weeks into the future. My hands started shaking. One file was labeled, "Play only if Noah disappears." I didn't open it. Not yet. At 2:13 a.m., another voicemail arrived. My voice whispered, "Lock every window." I immediately checked the house. Every window was already locked. Or so I thought. The basement window wasn't. The lock had been broken from the inside. I felt sick. Someone had been inside the house. Maybe for weeks. Maybe longer. Police searched again the next morning. They found fingerprints, food wrappers, water bottles, signs that someone had been living in a hidden crawl space behind the basement wall. But whoever it was had vanished before police arrived. That night, Noah finally started taking everything seriously, especially after hearing the voicemails himself. At 11:58 p.m., we sat together in the living room waiting. Neither of us spoke much. At exactly midnight, my phone buzzed. New voicemail. I played it on speaker. My own voice said, "He's leaving the crawl space tonight." Noah looked terrified. "So call the cops." I already had. They promised to send patrols. Then every light in the house went out. Darkness swallowed the room. Outside, rain hammered the windows, and somewhere upstairs, a floorboard creaked. Noah and I both heard it. Someone was inside the house. The police arrived 7 minutes later. Longest 7 minutes of my life. When officers searched upstairs, they found nothing. But one officer called us into my bedroom. Written across the wall above my bed were fresh black letters. Stop listening. The handwriting matched notes found in the basement. That was when I decided to charge the disposable phone again. I needed answers. The oldest recording on it was over a year old. A man spoke directly into the microphone. Not my voice. His. I don't know who's receiving these messages anymore. The recording crackled, then continued. If you're hearing this, he's already watching you. The man explained that years earlier he had rented the same house. He too had received warnings. He too ignored them. His family disappeared one by one. The final recording ended with screaming. Nothing else. No explanation. No names. Just screaming. I barely slept. The next day, Noah went missing. Just like Ethan. One moment he was walking across campus. The next, he was gone. No witnesses. No evidence. Nothing. Exactly like before. I opened the file labeled, "Play only if Noah disappears." The recording started instantly. My own voice said, "He's taking them because you're listening." Silence followed. Then, "The messages aren't warnings anymore." My heart stopped. What? The recording continued. Every voicemail makes him stronger. I replayed it 3 times. Then another thought hit me. What if the messages were never helping? What if they were manipulating me, leading me exactly where they wanted? That night, another voicemail arrived. I didn't listen. For the first time. I deleted it immediately. Then another arrived. Delete. Another. Delete. 7 voicemails appeared within an hour. I deleted every one. The next morning, nothing happened. No strange events. No knocks. No messages. For 3 days, everything stayed quiet. I thought maybe it was over. Then I checked my voicemail inbox. 1 unread message remained. I never received a notification for it. The timestamp was from 6 months in the future. I stared at the date, then pressed play. Static filled the speaker. Then my own voice spoke. Weak, terrified, barely recognizable. Caleb. A long pause followed. Then, if you're hearing this, I failed. My chest tightened. The voice continued. Do not answer the phone tonight. The recording ended. I looked at the clock. 11:57 p.m. 3 minutes until midnight. 3 minutes until whatever happened next. I sat alone in the dark living room staring at my phone, waiting. At exactly 12 a.m., the screen lit up. Incoming call. Caller ID, Caleb Turner. My own number. My finger hovered above the decline button. Then the voicemail speaker activated by itself. And from the phone came a voice I had never heard before. A voice smiling as it spoke. Found you. The line went dead, and every light in the house turned off.